Welcome to the show. I guess it's day 3, I think. I'm not too sure. I didn't really launch the app prior to starting off the stream. Sorry. But I'm almost certain it is. Yup, stage 3 for the day. Welcome back to the show. Stream crashed abruptly as it tends to do quite often. Quite often, to be quite honest. Quite often. So, I tend to prefer this vehicle more than the Challenger, to be quite honest, since it's not the Hemi Scat package. And supposedly they nerfed the actual basic Challenger that they sell in this, or that they have in this game, the SRT8. I probably will later on. Sorry. Probably not for at least like 2-3 hours. So I'm gonna play some Creative Destruction straight after this. So I prefer this 3.0 CSL homage. In Asphalt 8, actually. I was gonna say something completely different, but in Asphalt 8, this car was actually completely outrageously OP and epic until you get into the multiplayer races with it, I would imagine, since there's other vehicles within its class that are faster and whatnot. But it is beyond epic. In this game, it's kind of cool still. Unfortunately, it's not fast enough to actually deal with the rest of the pack. Aside from the fact that I kind of actually dug the 2017 NSX, the Acura NSX, and the Pininfarina H2 speed seems to be quite epic in this game. The M4 in this game doesn't really live up to the hype, in my opinion. It just doesn't look as fresh, first off, and it's just kind of, I don't know. It was almost like left behind, so to speak. Like they plan on doing something to it in the future updates, but that's all just like a pipe dream, to be quite honest, for most of these vehicles or most of these games. They'll just like hint at stuff of this nature, but then they completely drop it off. Like for example, they did it for War Robots. They hinted at the fact that they were going to have a reload feature, completely got rid of it. I don't even remember the update I think they pushed back the update, and then after that they just canceled the feature completely. One thing they do tend to do is they tend to nerf a lot of this stuff. They tend to just go away from the norm, and I don't say away from the norm. They tend to go away from the legendary type mods and epicness that they added in games such as like Diablo 2. The latest one in the free-to-play market was Warframe. That's another good game. Try to think of what other games they did it to. They didn't do it to many games actually, but it was something that kind of just launched with like the Diablo 2 era, and not really Diablo 2, but just with that Diablo 2 game, they made a lot of heavy mods in games of that nature, and it was just kind of crazy, but it made it more enjoyable. And I know they did it to World of Warcraft is what I was going to say also. They did it to World of Warcraft to where it actually became an enjoyable feature. They added a bunch of enjoyable features that made the game actually survive for another 2 to 5 years with like a heavy multiplayer community. Sorry, I couldn't think of the proper setup, but yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I mean, it tends to draw more people back towards the game opposed to like 50% of the market dropping it, and then just the game being used for nothing but illegal stuff such as money laundering and whatnot. No, not gonna happen. Sorry. Understandable though, but thank you. Sorry about that. You can message me in game whenever I'm logged in if you want. But with these games, they tend to only nerf like the cool vehicles. Like everything that's going to give them like a very positive rep, they just kind of nerf, and then anything that gives them a criminal rep, they tend to go with. Still practicing my I don't know if they're considered flat spins or what are they considered? 360s. Sorry, my 360s on the ground, just because I see a lot of potential. Not so much in multiplayer games. Actually, in multiplayer matches, sometimes if you have the faster connection or the better. Not actually, I wouldn't say faster connection. If you have the faster device in terms of refresh rate and connection, and higher graphics output, but technically refresh rate, if your device is running like the fastest refresh rate and the fastest data transfer speeds, you're bound to get more physics out of your vehicle than anyone else, unless they add the unknown algorithm that they kind of tend to add in a lot of games, kind of like Warframe. And they tried doing it for Destiny 2, as far as I recall from some of the stuff that I read and saw. But with Warframe, one of the things that they had was an ability to either use NVIDIA, or actually, and this was only if you had an NVIDIA video card. You can have physics integrated into it, but the difference was you're dealing more damage than the people without physics. So, I mean, they also had a multiplayer offset in Conclave when they introduced it, where if you're paying more money, and this is one of those like hidden facts, you were favored, your connection was favored, your device was favored, things of that nature. But they did it with the physics engine or whatever. So I mean, at that point, it's just basically what your device is pushing better physics type engines off of. So I mean, if your device is like a NVIDIA Shield or something of that nature, you're probably going to push way better graphics than what most of these games push in the first place, and your physics or whatever dynamics are going to be way better, mainly if it has those options. But if not, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But if it does, then you have an advantage opposed to a disadvantage, like everyone else using anything other than a physics type engine or heavy physics graphics engine. But I mean, if it's a standalone feature that they allow to be like toggled in or to be changed in game, then you're at a sore disadvantage to the people that have physics and whatnot. I mean, it's like basic segregation, but most of these countries violate laws of other countries on a regular basis through video games. So I mean, it's kind of a normal thing. Sorry, I just had to get at least those 3 races done. And then on to the next point. I mean, and if you're running one of those gaming laptops and you don't have like a pre-installed graphics card or pre-installed NVIDIA graphics card and whatnot, and you can't upgrade, there's always like the external bays. I'm not too sure if you can do it with most of the laptops out there, but I know there's other companies out there that still cater to this type of stuff. I mean, I kind of recommend just going with like a virtual processing company that'll just do it for you just off of software and whatnot. Makes it a lot easier. Haven't checked out any of these events. I guess I checked this one out. Oh yeah, I tried beating that. It was almost impossible. I guess if I have import parts, I can see me beating it. Sorry, my nose is a bit clogged. It's kind of frustrating beyond all reasonable doubt. It becomes quite a nuisance, actually. Mainly with like a lack of oxygen. Bad enough I don't even breathe enough as it is while I'm playing some of these games. But it's just quite funny. That's the one main reason right there. Whenever you see the double nitro bottles stacked up next to each other, side by side, if your vehicle has enough length to it, I think is what it's considered, you could easily 360 on the ground to catch both bottles. I used to do it in Asphalt 8. I would not 360, but I'd drift into them. So it would make for an easier race and faster split times. But for the most part, it's quite a challenge. It's epic though. Quite fun, to be honest. Just getting that good. I've been forgetting to try this daily, so I mean I'm probably gonna miss out on this vehicle. Actually, some of the days it actually doesn't have any vehicles that I own. That's part of the vehicles that I could use, so it becomes quite frustrating. I'll usually try to 360 off of little drop down segments, just because sometimes you can get double the flat spins or double the 360s as opposed to a single 360 off the ground, so you get like double the boost. And I knew I should have dodged that, but I was hoping for the knockdown. It's like the AI automatically knew what I was going for. They tend to get quite smart against me. I think it's because they know it's like a pretty good AI. It's either a pretty good AI or I'm just always hacked. Or I'm just smarter and I make the game smarter. I mean, I notice it with a lot of multiplayer races. When I would normally knock a person down by like boosting 3 to 4 times faster than them, on some races I just won't. Like, shockingly. Or against some people, it's just not the same. Whether it be their network or just like the in-game algorithms built in. But I think it's the network half the time. So I won't give the game too much credibility. These events are quite challenging, actually. I'm like 10 seconds behind the fastest. More like 5 to 8 due to that crash, but it gets quite challenging. Probably get a few multiplayer races in today, and then I might do some career races. I was just heavily stacked yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to really run anything. The requests were piling up through the roof. Hey. Oh man. I hate when an app spams something. I'm gonna have to turn off those notifications. That's gonna get annoying. Oh man, it's hilarious. If I wasn't in a multiplayer race, this would have been a lot easier for me to at least turn off the notifications. Huh. Oh, so I finally got to 3,000 followers. That's kind of why I don't like, I don't turn off my notifications while I'm on stream. It gives me the chance to give them like a mini shout out for anyone that kind of subscribes or follows. So it's just kind of funny. I can do this though. Welcome back to the show. Sorry about that. I kind of accidentally pressed the record button, but I kind of just like barely hovered over, or not hovered, but I barely like swiped past the record button to end my broadcast as I was trying to silence my notifications. it's funny. I wonder how it's not working. It's supposed to silence them, but it's not. I wonder if just by silencing it, it doesn't turn off my notifications. It just silences the sounds. I think that's what it does. Well, whatever. Kind of funny, I just thought about it, but now that I'm using a headset, Omelet Arcade has this like kind of cool feature where you could voice chat instead of having your regular chat during your streams. You can turn on the voice chat feature, so I might give that a whirl. That's cool. Ugh. That's so funny. There we go again. It's because of the aggressive line that I take with my drifting. It knocked the other player down opposed to the other player knocking me down, which is quite funny. But it tends to do that sometimes when you club a guy with that 360 on the ground. That's why I've been trying to practice my 360s. They seem very, very effective in some matches. I almost want to try the touch drive controls, which is that the controls that turn the game into one of those endless runners. This guy's got like 10 times the speed, but he's probably got like a pretty bad connection, or it's not as good of a driver or something. I almost feel like I should upgrade my vehicle, but I'm not too sure if I should run with a full straight acceleration run or top speed or whatnot. I'm trying to do like some of those glitches. Not really glitches, but like those in-between builds. Which is kind of technically like a glitch because the system's supposed to recognize this type of stuff. Sorry, not to say it's like a heavily complex system or anything, but the AI should be smarter than this. And the only reason I say acceleration is because in this game, for some reason, acceleration is like 90% of the battle. Opposed to in Asphalt 8, it was all top speed. It might be because of the physics engine, but still. It's one of those questionable tactics. Oh. That these big name companies try to run. No. I tried snapping back over, but I knew it wasn't going to be possible. Hi. I wish I were a poodle. Poodles are nothing but like rich dogs, bruh. Pampered and rich. I wish I were pampered. Gotta find myself one of them like 90s sugar mama types. I'm sorry. Or become one of them gold diggers. But with one of them super hot broads that like completely supports my reality. And the fact that I'm not willing to succumb to like defeat or anything. And hi, by the way. I don't know if I said hi. I kind of just zoned out. Man, I want a poodle now. I kind of always wanted one. I've always wanted a Siberian Husky, an Alaskan Malamute, which is technically the same thing except bigger, fatter, or like huskier. And then Dalmatian and a poodle. Oh, I added either English bulldogs, English bulldogs. And I just want the English bulldog as a puppy. After that, it can roam. Actually, I don't know if I'd let it roam free, but yeah. It better stay cute as a puppy, or as it was as a puppy, or else I'm not gonna dig it. This is out of slow-mo, chat. Or is there a way to do that? I'm pretty sure it's all up to date, chat. I think I'm just behind. I don't know if they stream the game or delay the stream by like 2 to 5 seconds, but it seems like they sometimes delay it by like 2 to 5 seconds. I don't know why. Whenever I'm like pushing high graphics, it seems to be a delayed stream by like up to like 5 seconds. Even though the chat shouldn't be. In this segment, I tend to go left, or I mean actually with the faster vehicles, I tend to go inside and then outside and then back to the center in this map. It seems to be the faster route. Whoa, I am so stoked and so amazed that that actually maintains a grip back into focus. with some of these faster vehicles, I can flat spin like the second I'm like about to hit the ground. Or 360 or whatever. I just lost a spot because of that, but whatever. It's not like I'm really racing for points. Kind of trying to practice. Kind of a bad way to do it in multiplayer races, but it's worth it. Wait, how do you know it's slow-mo, chat? If you don't mind me asking, and if you're still there. Man, I can't wait until I get like enough Twitch subscribers or Twitch followers to where I could just be like looking for like 3 and I'm gonna be... Oh, what? How do I get out of that chat then? That's the one thing with Twitch. I'm not too I tend to more or less want to throw my tablet every time I try to deal with Twitch. Maybe they're just segregating me. But I'll check it straight after this race. Sorry. I have to log on to their what's that considered? To their desktop site. I posted the mobile site, so I have to switch over to my what's it called? That's weird, dude. I had some guy on Twitch totally flaming some other guys last time, and I couldn't stop, like, to ban him. Or unless that was Omelet Arcade. Whatever. He wasn't really flaming. I guess they just got into, like, a heated argument while watching my stream. It was kind of funny, so I couldn't really, like... I was in the middle of something. It wasn't really all that funny. It was just like, whoa, dude, this kid, like, flipped out. Kind of like I just flipped the wrong way on that. Just like, what? Must have taken, like, times 10 your regular amount of wheelies. And you're just, like, on a rage. But, oh wait, you're times 10 your regular amount of, like, nutrients for the day that you're just, like, on ogre rage or something. Sorry, if I'm not sponsored by certain companies, I don't run certain sayings. Oh, whoa, that's funny. Yeah, I'll switch it right after this race. So I'm like 10 seconds away, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. And I hope I haven't been looking up anything bad. Which I know I probably haven't. But I always look up random stuff. Oh, well, I forgot to erase that stream last night also, which reminds me. I definitely should. And here's what I actually have to do in order to get this to run properly. Oh, dude, it's not letting me? Huh. Maybe if I run straight to Google. Sorry, practicing my typing, so I like to type in that extra .com opposed to taking the quick fast route out. So this is legitimately what I have to do in order to actually navigate through the Twitch site. And it's kind of frustrating, but... Whoa, bro. No! Alright, thank you. Oh, that is so annoying. Totally just killed my sound. Or my mood. by me having to watch that like mini advertisement. All because my settings aren't set up properly. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's cool. That's kind of a smart kid. Gotta find a way to get them to buy, right? Alright, so this is gonna frustrate me because I'm not trying to have any of my other like personal stuff on here like exposed, and I don't really have anything personal, but how do I check my stuff? Haha, that's so hilarious. Ha ha ha, I can't even deal with this. Hmm. Huh. It doesn't have anything set up for like slow mo chat. And I know if I go into the Twitch app, it's like times 10 slower. Oh, I mean times 10 more restricted and more remedial. Now I'm still trying to find a way to get my PC to get a PC back in this. Huh, that's weird. That's weird. I wonder where it has that option. Huh. Let me see if I can go through this.